Hi, everyone. Raj Gavrola. Welcome to Experiencing Intelligent Breakthroughs in Your Sports Performance and Life. This week, we're continuing with the 7 strategies of solving a performance gap. After the first strategy, if you get to the next step, after that step is confirmed, the first strategy was identifying and proving the performance gap, prove the gap. Once that's successful, then the second strategy is modeling. As an athlete, as a coach, you've been modeling. You've also been modeling all your life, really. You might not realize it. And the reason is because you're you modeled your mom and dad. You have specific characteristics, features, traits of theirs. And of course, the high value is how you took that model and you have now present yourself with your model, the model of you, which is, of course, highly, highly, highly important and has the most value. And so in sports, like I mentioned, you have been modeling. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing, football, basketball, tennis, soccer, volleyball, it doesn't really matter. Golf. Most likely, you as a kid, or if you picked it up later on in life, you look at someone who's like highly skilled at it, professional, maybe someone in college, whomever, a friend, and you say, wow, I see how they do that. I'm going to model it. And that's more than being copying something, because you really can't copy it, because most likely you're a different height, your mass is different. The way that you're doing something, it might look like you're doing the same thing. However, that 10 degrees is the difference between getting the result you want and being inconsistent. And as a kid, I would watch Ivan Lendl because I hit a one-handed backhand. And I would take the video and I'd put it in slow motion because I wanted to work on my one-handed backhand. And I thought I was doing what he was doing. I looked like him when I was doing it. Here was the difference. The difference was he would take it back behind his back, not just to the side, but actually behind it. So turning the shoulders, and the racket, if you were to look from the other side, you would see it from the other side and then come through, not just bring it back like a pendulum. And that made all the difference in consistency, in power and control. Now, without doing that, sometimes I had some great power, but I didn't have control of it and wasn't able to quite do the things I needed to do. It just happened that if I timed it just perfect, exactly, I'd be able to do it. But there just wasn't margin there for error. So the other way, it's a lot better. I'm able to put as much power or more actually. And so that's an example. Now here's the other thing. I wasn't able to talk with Ivan Lendl. So I don't really know his performance cue and his progressions in actually hitting the ball. I do from a physical perspective. And that, obviously that was someone I was modeling on that backhand. However, from a mental perspective, I don't, because I never talked with Ivan Lendl. I wish I could have, just like that's another thing with modeling, is being able to interview people and talking with them and just seeing how they approach that and why and what to do and where and when and how, and then putting, again, your own thinking, your mentality, your grit, you doing intelligent work with grit in order to make it work for you. So that's another example in modeling. You could do that in basketball with shooting and running. You can do it in running, right? It's all of those little subtle things that really make the difference. The higher you go up, and this is what I work with people on, is human performance and life breakthroughs for athletes. And so that's essential, because as you start making breakthroughs and you have a breakthrough process, right? And I work mostly on the mental side of breakthroughs, your mind from the heart, all of those kind of things, spirit, energy, all the breakthrough or human performance breakthrough factors or variables: stress, anxiety, performance anxiety, motivation, inspiration, your ability to motivate, inspire yourself, mood, mindset, your consciousness, your positive attitude, your fear, how to overcome that. If you're overwhelmed, how to do that, and your relationships and being able to integrate all of that, your athletics, your sports with your life, with whatever else that you do, and showing how it all interconnects. And that interconnectedness is one of the real high value of what I do. Because without that interconnectedness, we're in silos. And silos are hard, right? They're hard. I mean, you can say that you got something here and here, and to make it work, you put a bridge across, right? Well, that bridge is just anchored here, here, and here, here, and here, right? And then there's the bridge. However, if you have interconnectedness, it's hugely different. With interconnectedness, that bridge is not just anchored to where you can get to the other side, but it's within. And see, you have much more area within. Okay. And once you do that, then you have multiple ways of interconnectedness. So that's an example, interconnectedness. See, that's one of the key principles of modeling. What in the model that you're modeling do you want to interconnect with, right? And then what is it that is your own structure, your own thinking? Because see, when you become a champion, that is what makes you the champion. It's you, that whatever it is of you. And that's what I'm able to bring out in athletes. We already have a Roger Federer. We already have a LeBron James. We already have a Usain Bolt or Michael Johnson or Carl Lewis. We already have Pele, right? We already have Greg Norman, Jack Nicklaus. We already have Mia Hamm. We already have David Beckham. We already have Serena Williams. We already have Chris Everett Lloyd. We already have John McEnroe. We already have Andre Agassi. That's not what we're looking for. Sure, you can model them and you learn from them. I mean, if you can ever interview them and talk with them one-on-one, of course, in addition to your coaches, yes. However, it's bringing out your gifts, talents, and skills, nurturing, developing those, and growing those for your growth, your intelligent growth. That's where the champion is. And that's what's of high value. And you can model people on injury prevention, right? Athletes, that's one of the keys to being an athlete, is being able to prevent injuries. That's one of the keys to anything in life, is being able to prevent it from happening to begin with. There's lots of things that happen in life that we wish didn't happen. We're getting better daily. We work on it daily to prevent those things, right? It's always happening, and we're making progress. It's just that there are dynamics, and it's good that there are dynamics because, you know, there's a lot of innovation being done. So these are type of things that I help my clients with, my athletes, coaches. And so modeling and being able to use that and use it in a breakthrough process so that it's easier for you to succeed. Yes, some days it's going to be challenging. It's going to be maybe sometimes a little more difficult. But with the right tools, you'll get much further than without having the mentality or mental tools, the mindset tools, the ability to assess, implement a strategy, and evaluate with a tool. And not only those tools, but my tools will build on themselves so that you can continue using them. Because really, the tool is what's making you or helping you to create that breakthrough. But it's your input into the tools and your ability to take action, reflect, and execute, and being able to use the tool diligently. And once you do that, and when you do that, then you realize it's not as difficult as it needs to be. And that's the resource that I am. That's the support service that I deliver. So I hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. This evening, like I've been doing for almost 2 weeks now, I'm watching the US Open men's semifinal tonight. So I'm excited about that. That'll be awesome. And then I also want to talk with you about my zone effect for this week. And I would love to hear and receive a message from you about your zone effects. I love celebrating those with anyone. And the zone is simple. For me, I define the zone as when you're experiencing a performance breakthrough, intelligent breakthrough, succeeding, incremental performance improvement, something challenging is becoming enjoyable and fun, make it competitive but in an enjoyable and fun way, and learning from it and evaluating it so that you do make breakthroughs. And then it's also when everything seems in slow motion and time's not a deterrent factor and it feels effortless. And the more zone effects you have, the more successful, the more breakthroughs you'll have, and the easier it becomes. And you'll want to continue with that breakthrough process. And therefore, that's the zone. The effect part is you experiencing the zone. That's the effect part. So put it together, and that's the zone effect. So I had a zone effect today. I went and I saw a presentation. I really highly recommend attending events with a speaker, someone presenting. It also has the opportunity to build relationships and really experience maybe an unexpected success, an epiphany. If you have my workbook, it will help you to do that. Those are the kind of tools that I provide. And so today, my zone effect was just basically learning of a resource that can help me roll out my program, which I have doctors' offices using, I have students using it, I have athletes, I have business people. And that's important because I've nurtured, developed, built, and grown the program, and it has modalities based on your situation and your what you want to achieve, what you want and your needs, your dreams, your vision, clear goals, mission, aspirations. A lot of those things could be one or many of those. And so in listening to him present, he told me of a resource that can provide input. Just like you, I go to people for support services that can provide input into the best way to roll that out so that I can be of more help to people, to athletes, to their coaches, their teammates. And so I'm looking forward to having that discussion or that conversation. And that's what I have for you this week. If something here resonates with you, interests you, you're interested, contact me to help. We can talk further about what we can do to help you, to work with you. My number is 864-569-2315. My email address is raj@rajgavrola.com.